Q.10 Why are coastal regions vulnerable? What are the potential threats for coastal regions in India? Question mark.10 Why are coastal regions vulnerable? What are the potential threats for coastal regions in India? Do you think a strict regime for coastal regulation is required in India? Examine. Background. This topic is relevant and will become more relevant in future due to studies on coastal vulnerability and threats to coastal ecosystem from anthropogenic and natural factors. Sand dunes. Body. Coastal ecosystem from anthropogenic and natural factors. Globally, many big cities are located in coastal regions. Also, resource exploitation becomes important due to increased resource demand. Approach. First part of question is straightforward and simple. You can start by defining coastal region. Write few words about importance of coastal regions, Indian coast or any other such information. TLP Phase I, GS1 Compilation 2018 Type Text Page 23 You need to deal separately with vulnerability and threats part. Write vulnerability due to climatic and exploitative reasons. Threats should be diverse from natural phenomenon to recent danger of terror attacks, etc. You should draw a diagram for clarity and better presentation. Last part is important, requiring examination of strict regime for coastal regulation. You should begin with examining present regulatory mechanisms and highlight their failures. Later on, write measures and suggestions and conclude accordingly. Introduction. Coastal areas are commonly defined as the interface or transition areas between land and sea, including large inland lakes. They are diverse in function and form. The Indian coastal stretch is made up of diverse ecosystems such as estuaries, lagoons, mangroves, wetlands, beaches, and sand dunes. Body. Coastal regions are the most vulnerable locations on the earth as they lie in the vicinity of oceans. Slight increase in ocean water levels, events like cyclone, climate change problems have widespread impacts on all dimensions of life, be it economic, social, political. Coastal regions are vulnerable due to population density. The average population density in coastal areas is about 80 persons per square kilometer, twice the world's average population density. Migration is a key factor affecting coastal zones. The arrival of new fishermen, with the introduction of new fishing techniques and increased access to credit and markets, contributes to overexploitation of marine resources. Urbanization. Many of the world's major cities are located in coastal areas, and a large portion of economic activities are concentrated in these cities. This has a deleterious effect on mangroves, which absorb the impact of storms and offer nutrients for most of the world's marine life. Population's interaction with other factors, tourism, fishing, and aquaculture are industries with major economic influences on coastal ecosystems. In spite of being crucial for development of a nation, export potential through maritime trade, fisheries, coastal regions haven't been properly regulated till date. For example, fragmented decision-making, no coordination between coastal states. Various entities such as Marine Police Force, Coastal Command Authorities, and Coast Guards cause delay in effective action. An effective regulation will streamline the process. TLP Phase I, GS1 Compilation 2018 Type Text Page 24 Encroachment of the wetlands, exploitation of mangroves, sand mining, etc. would be effectively tackled in case of strict regulations. Deep sea fishing should be promoted and regulated. Unsustainable fishing practices should be minimized. Coastal community development should be prioritized. Infrastructure development should be disaster resilient. Conclusion. Sagarmala Project, Coastal Economic Zones, Coastal Command Authority, etc. are the step in right direction. Early warning system, mitigation and preparation should be streamlined. Coastal regulation is crucial for development of the areas, but it should fulfill the aspirations of the local population and should not be too